that. You can't
All right.
do that.
Okay. All right. What would you say? But what would you say to the people that do try to manipulate God? Then, like they do try to manipulate a situation when it comes to.
If you're trying to manipulate something, if that's the case, you shouldn't have asked God for a sign because you wasn't ready for the answer. Most of the time when people do that, it's because they're wanting one thing, like they're wanting, like, I want this to be for me, basically. But when God shows them it's not for me, like, they're like, no, I want this. It's like a kid. Like, you tell a kid, no, it's hot, don't go touch it. They're going to continue to go until they finally realize when they actually touch it and it burns them, like, they ain't going to touch it no more. That's what's going to happen.
But how many times do people? Okay, you ask God to give you a sign. He show you, like you said, like people don't believe it's hot until they touch it. But even when they touch it and they know that it's hot, they still continue to touch it. Like, what? Why do you think that people continue to do things like that? Then, in your opinion?
In my opinion, because I mean, people want what they want. Like they want. People ignore bad things all the time. They ignore the red flags, so to speak, that people say all the time because it's what they want. They're looking at it's either superficial things or it's they're not superficial, but like they have this idea of what either this person or the situation is supposed to be. So they feel like if they can manipulate it or if they can do something to get that situation or that person to do what like they tried to manipulate the situation. So they don't give up. They keep trying and trying, but the whole time, like, all these things that are happening that are literally burning you, it's because that's not what you're supposed to be doing.
All right, so what about the people that blame themselves? Like, you know how some people be like, maybe it's just me. Like, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I need to fix me, and maybe this situation to get better. Clearly, it might not be them. They might not be the issue.
In a way, it is, though. They're not the issue, but it is them because God is showing you that that's not you and you're not listening. You're not walking away. So in a way, like, no, it's not your fault that this person or the situation isn't working out, but it's your fault that you're continuing to stay in that situation. Like, yeah, so it is kind of on you because only you, I can't make nobody. I can't make nobody be what I want them to be. But if you're doing something that I know that, or, if there's a situation that I know I shouldn't be in, or if somebody's doing me something that, that's against what I stand for, and I choose to stay in that situation, then that is on me. That's not on the other person, because I'm the only one that can hold myself to the standards that I hold, that I hold myself to. If you continue to stay in it, like it becomes your fault in a sense.
So what does that lead to? If that person stays in that situation, what could that lead to?
What could what lead to? Like, what are you saying?
Like, if what you just said, like if that person stays in that situation, like if God is showing you shouldn't be in a situation that you're in, right?
It's what is it gonna? It's gonna lead to eventually you're gonna be pulled further away from God.
But what if they already are? That's the thing. What if they never even, like, you are already pulled away from God, right? Like, you're already pulled away from God. So, like, then what? Like, what, in your opinion, what do you see the outcome of that person, in your opinion?
They're going to completely change everything about themselves. Like you said, if they're on themselves, like, they're going to be like, I'm the problem. So they're going to try to fix everything about themselves to fix the situation. So they're going to get depressed. They're going to be sad. Like, I can't fix it. They tried to fix that person, and they tried to fix themselves. And then when that doesn't work, like, they're going to hit rock bottom.
Man.
What?
No, I'm just saying. Like, I mean, I agree. But some people don't know how to get from rock bottom. Once they hit rock bottom, they don't know how to.
It's not for you to know. God's going to put you in rock bottom.
No, I'm saying they don't know how to get. They don't know how to recover from rock bottom.
I know, but it's not for us to know that though, because like once you get to that point, like,
What do you mean it's not? What do you mean it's not for us? No, I'm saying like once they hit rock bottom, right? Once they hit rock bottom, then it's like I've done everything that I can do. I don't know what to do next. That's what I mean.
I know, but in that moment, I feel like sometimes God puts us in that situation because the only thing left to do is to call on God. So I think He puts us in this, especially us stubborn ones that don't be listening, because if He's giving you signs that He's like, all right, you don't want to listen, you're going to get it the hard way, because you're going to eventually come back to me, because if you know God, you're going to eventually come back. So yes, like that, when I say it's not meant for us to know, because if you know the ending to something, like, you're going to jump to the easy part. Like, oh, I'm going to just jump. You know, you're not going to go through you're not going to go in the mud. And because nobody wants to suffer. You know, like, not suffer, but, like, nobody wants to be at rock bottom. So if you know what's coming, you're going to try to avoid it. But when you don't listen, when you're not paying attention to what God is trying to show you, like, He's going to let you hit rock bottom. Because at rock bottom, when He's tearing away all those... your bad habits at rock bottom, that's when He completely strips you of all your worldly thinking, your worldly ways, and that's when He builds you back up into what He wants you to be.
If you seek Him, though, right?
Yes, you have to seek Him.
But if you don't seek Him, then what? You stay where you at, you get worse. What? In your opinion?
I mean, you can't get worse than rock bottom, but you'll get more caught up in the world. I'll say that. Like, you're gonna be on a spiral.
Do you see a lot of people like? Do you see that happening in a lot of people today though?
Yeah, that's why people say, "Man, I can't catch a break." Like, you can be somebody gonna say they're at rock bottom, but if you're not actively seeking God, then something else is gonna happen. And then when you're gonna be like, dang, a month ago I thought I was at rock bottom, but this month it's way worse. Like, it's gonna continue. It's gonna continue to get worse. Everybody says nowadays, you know, oh, it's hard out here. It's, you know, it's this, it's that. Don't get me wrong, it is hard. You know, like, prices of everything is up. Like, you know, you got all these different, you know, stuff going on. But when you see God, like, it's hard, but it's not, if that makes sense. Like, you're in a space to where, yeah, you might not have, you know, might not have all the things that